Hey, you, friends, family, and strangers, and rock people. I am here at some park out in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of like my thing. I like to find things out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. There's a wind turbine tower up there that hooks directly into that shed back there with all kinds of stuff to read about how it works. Technically, this is a little section of a park called the Solar and Wind Education Center. I am at the Glacier Ridge Metro Park, kind of like in between, I don't know, Columbus, or at the corner of Columbus, Dublin, kind of in between Dublin and Marysville, Ohio, right off of State Route 33. I did not come here to see the park today at all. I came here for a personal reason, which I'll get into in just a second. But while we are talking about the park, this park, Glacier Ridge Metro Park, is 100% different than it was last time I was here. Somewhere there's supposed to be like an observation platform. It's like 3 or 4 stories up. This place was heavily boardwalked with like swamp, marsh, glacier things or whatever, and it was like a wetland education place. Now there is tons of other shit here, like this, and there's an obstacle course here now. I've noticed that observation deck dealio thing. I don't even know if that exists. There's a fat guy in the window talking to a camera, so that's here as well. I'm going to kind of take refuge in the shade right here for a second. Actually, I'll take another lap. We got some discussing to do, so I'll take another lap. But I don't think remnants of the original park are even here. This whole place used to be like a swampy, nasty, kind of wet place where there was not like proper drain away for this region, these acres of land out here. As far as I know, it's just owned by a city. I don't know if that's the city of Dublin or what, but I think as far as, I don't know what the rules are on metro parks. I know there's all kinds of rules. They have to be called certain things pertaining to who maintains them. Technically, you and I own the park, but who maintains it, who governs it, who is in a position to where they can assume to tell us how to use this park and all that varies by what the park is and where it's at, etc. But anyways, none of that original park is here. If it is, I've missed it, and it's attached to this new stuff, and I'm going to probably find it here before I leave, or at least get a definite answer one way or the other. Could back in the day when I last came here was probably like 10 years ago, and the only thing out here, this whole park, was a little tiny parking lot, and then off of that parking lot was a bunch of trails, and on those trails, a lot of that trail was like boardwalk, elevated decking, sidewalk, boardwalk above, because a lot of places were too wet to walk through. It was just a swamp, and you could like lean over the rail and try to see if you can find a turtle or something. That was it. And there were ducks. And then in that, just in the middle of it, there was like this 3 or 4 story observation tower, and you could get up there, if you want to call it a tower, and you could get up there and you could look at the cars buzzing across the field on State Route 33, which is disguised as an interstate highway. It's a big ass 4-lane state route with a large grass median in the middle with exit ramps, and there's no traffic lights. So it looks and functions like an interstate highway, but it's not. Anyways, I thought I was coming here today and seeing that. I thought that's what I would see when I got here. Much to my surprise, not only is this brand new, this solar turbine, wind and solar, what is it? Wind and sun, solar and wind, something. This little patch has to do with solar and wind. And you're supposed to learn about stuff when you come here. Okay, scratch that, because I don't know what I'm talking about. But not only is there this here, there's like I said, a big obstacle course on site now. There's a bunch of dog parks, and there's some cool play structures I've noticed. And I think while I'm here, I'm going to go check them all out. However, let's get to the point. I am not here at the park today to film a park. Kind of a boring park out in the middle of nowhere. That's not why I'm here. I am here today to get out into the sun and get some vitamin D on my skin and try to take back my mood. These last several days, I have been downright completely fucking over it. I've been feeling like garbage. I've been feeling depressed. I've been trying to get in front of the camera and throw up some content and try to appear halfway chipper and things like that. And it just hasn't been working. I sat and sat and sat, thinking about doing something productive, thinking about the people in my life who put me on the back burner and could care less whether I take my next breath or not. And all these things have been just driving me bananas lately. And yeah, that's just what I've been doing. And this morning I woke up, cried a little bit, had a terrible dream about a lost person from the past who's passed away. And I just, at that moment, after waking up and going through that, I just kind of figured, you know what? If I can't fix my mood in one shot, I'm at least going to take a step in the right direction for the first time in several days. I'm going to get out, and there's nowhere you can go. There's nothing you can do that just fixes your mood, but getting up and getting moving will help, especially if you have the right attitude about it. What I'm trying to accomplish today is I want to start taking care of me a little bit more, because I've been thinking, I don't think my problem is what I'm telling myself my problem is. Like, I can blame this person and that person and this situation and that bad deal or this bad family dynamic or this failed relationship or whatever. When it comes down to it, I don't think that's my problem. I think that's just an excuse to not really face where the issue comes from at its core. I think that I have an issue with myself. I don't like the way I feel lately. I don't like the way I just sit and eat my feelings and then feel even worse because I'm just heavier and slower and fatter every single day from being depressed and doing the wrong thing about that depression, which is like mood eating. And you know how people get, they waller in self-pity and blame other people. Now, I'm pissed at a lot of people. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. But to focus on that is not productive. I need to start focusing on things that I can change and self-build from the inside out, which is what I've been doing my whole life. Waiting for someone else to do anything for me or to lessen my anger towards them, it's not going to help. If that happens, great, that's a bonus. But in the meantime, I should be focusing on me and what I can fix about myself. So, I have some goals today toward taking some steps in those directions. Does that make sense? And I'll explain them, I think, today, throughout the day. Some I may not talk a lot about. I may wait a couple days just to see if they kind of happened. I don't want to discuss what could be. I want to discuss what I've accomplished. And I think that's something else I need to start trying to do. But with that said, let's check out this park for a minute. I'm going to go around and see what that obstacle course is all about and stuff. And I think I'm just going to try to get on with my day. Try to get on with some goal setting. Put a plan of action in place for reaching goals near and far, etc., etc. So, we'll see how that goes. But please join me on said adventure, okay? Okay? Gather your things, and let's do it. Loser. So like I was saying, here at this little section of this park, there is this giant wind turbine. I don't even know if I have the top of it in the frame or not, because all I see is glaring sunlight coming down into my eyes and I can't see shite. So I'm guesstimating. But anyways, that tower, that wind turbine, actually puts electricity into this little shed right here, and there's some light switches and things, and it's mostly just for coming out and checking out the science of it. So this park has been heavily changed, as I have said, and now it's in a giant loop as far as driving goes. Then off of that loop there's just random spots like this right here, just a field with a little thing in the middle of it, where I guess you're supposed to learn about solar and wind. I'm going to leave my vehicle here and do some walking around this loop today and see what else is here, I guess. I really want to find that OG original observation deck that was here. I'm disappointed that it may be gone, and hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully it's not gone. One of the things I'm attempting to do today is detox from gunky crap, sugar, and too much sodium and all this BS. And one of the ways I want to do that is to basically do a water-only fast today, or at least a good chunk of the day. I just want to feel better. The last couple days, I've just been eating my feelings, and like I said, that so doesn't help. It's like smoking a cigarette. You do not need a cigarette. The only thing a cigarette will do is hold off the withdrawal from recovery. And when I get depressed and eat too much, it's a distraction. You know, food doesn't make fun of you. Food does not abandon you. Food does not put you on the back burner and decide that you're worthless before even having a chance to really find out what you're worth. Food doesn't do that. Food just satisfies. And it kind of triggers that part in the brain that there's some birds up here that it looks sketchy as hell. Look like they might jump into my face in a minute. They see me as a threat. Will they have a nest nearby or something? Food also kind of triggers that thing in your brainer that says, you've achieved something, good job. Because what did you have to do to eat? You had to hunt, you had to gather, you had to kill, you had to be physical, you had to be sharp, you had to take a risk, you had to be brave. So subconsciously, biologically, scientifically, passed down through generation after generation, etc., there's still that part in your brain that when you eat, you feel those endorphins, you feel good, you feel accomplished, and it all helps serve as a distraction. These last few days, I have done nothing but avoid honest work and get myself distracted. Just wasted a lot of time, a lot of energy on stuffing my true feelings down to try to not feel them for a while, and eventually that catches up to you. Today is the day where I'm going to attempt to let myself feel lighter, and let my system kind of air out. It's like putting a blanket out on the clothesline. It's still heavy, it's still damp, but you don't want it to get moldy or musty. So therefore, at the right time, you have to put that bad boy out on the line and let it throughout the day kind of air out and get better and get lighter, and it'll smell good. It'll be ready for its proper use. That's all I'm trying to do, is get ready for my proper use. I just noticed this field over here is loaded with these flowers that are not bloomed yet, but you can tell what it's about to look like because some of them have. Let me show you a better shot. Some of them have overachieved and bloomed early, and look how yellow and pretty they are. So I'm guessing here in about a week, this whole field will be yellow, and then in another week, this whole field will be very yellow. That is my prediction. This morning I took my vitamins and my heartburn pill with a giant glass of milk, and that was my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner, at least so far. I'm going to try to stay on course today and go to bed on a completely empty stomach from the entire day. Nothing but water today. That's the goal. I want to lose some weight. I want to get into a caloric deficit, but also I just want to feel better today. I just need to kind of like I said, detox all this stuff out of my system. I've been ordering DoorDash and just loading up on all the sodium stuff, all the sugary stuff, junk fooding, like literally all day long the last 2 weeks. And it's certainly not helping me feel better. Yeah, I'm trying to read some information here about this park. I wonder if the original stuff is here at all that I'm trying to find. One of the reasons the birds were giving me dirty looks is probably because they want me to leave them alone so they can return to their nest. And if they have youngins in there, then I probably will get attacked. So if you look through the bird shit, you can see this little icon that looks like a pair of binoculars that says observation deck. That's what I was talking about. However, there is no observation deck on the map. The same map that has this key, this legend printed on it, doesn't actually have the observation deck anymore. And there is a big hornet right around me getting in and out of that little hole up there, right above the word trail. But anyways, yeah. I'm guessing the observation deck is a thing of the past. Hopefully I'm wrong, because I'd like to check it out again. So there is the driveway that goes in a circle. It comes in and out the same way. And right beside it, in a weird zigzag kind of exploratory pattern, there is this hot asphalt, blacktop, whatever it is, trail that goes around it. And I think this is what I'll take until it brings me back around to old Leroy, my little Ford Focus over there. Actually, I don't even think it does. There is not a walking trail on that side that connects, so eventually it'll put me back out on the main drag there. When I first pulled in, I drove twice around this loop driveway and recognized 0. So I'm pretty sure that observation deck doesn't exist anymore. Now, why they still keep it on the map's legend, I just don't know. But like I said, hopefully I'm wrong and it's somewhere I didn't notice before. But there are dog parks here, all kinds of playground equipment, things like that. And of course the giant obstacle course, which seems to be in the middle of the big circle driveway. I'll check that out in a minute. And that leads me right into my next thought. These last few days I've been thinking about getting my ass back on a exercise and running routine, and here's my claim to fame from back in the day. See that sign says challenge course that way? We might as well go ahead and head that way now. Long ass motherfucking time ago, I was weight training for a few hours every other night, 3 times a week. Multi-use trail back that way. I wonder where it goes. And then on the other nights a week, I was running 5 to 7 miles, 3 to 4 times a week. I don't remember if I took a day off to keep everything on a particular day of the week, or if I just switched back and forth. So every Sunday, so I would run on a Sunday, but next week that would end up being a workout day. And so every other week would switch back and forth. That makes sense. I don't know what you're talking about anymore, but I'm just trying to keep up with you. I'm pretending that you're saying it to make it on you. Just trying to get you to laugh. But my ass needs to get back into something like that. But this time around, I think I still have it in me to go hard. I need to get more hardcore than that. That's just not enough. That worked at that time. I was a lot smaller back then. I had a lot more time to take my time doing weights and stuff. I'd go into my friend's garage, my friend's barn, and I was kind of paying rent to be his neighbor at the time, paying his parents. And they had a barn, and they didn't mind at all that I was in and out of the barn or whatever. So I did, and he had a workout bench in there. I don't know why my friend invested in this stuff. He never touched it, but I did. I would go in there 3 times a week in the evenings, and I would crank up a Kiss CD. Normally it was Sonic Boom, and I would just bang out and just have it crank so fucking loud, and I would just do my weights and work out for 3 hours a night, and didn't stop. And all I was doing was just chugging water the whole time as I worked out, and not eating afterward and stuff, just to try to feel like this water muscle was coming in or something. I don't know, but look at this. The challenge course apparently starts this way. We may try a couple things, but I doubt it. So, is this a place for me to come in the near future and run this damn thing and try to get this fitness going? Yeah, sure. But what I want to find mostly is a good routine for hitting that treadmill, probably there at my own apartment. We have a workout center and things. I also want to find a couple close by parks just like this with some long running trails, because my ass needs to stop avoiding the inevitable. I have to get back in, I was going to say shape, but it's really I just want to feel like I can run again. I got to get back to where I can feel like I can work out again without checking out too soon. I'm good for a quarter mile right now, and that's ridiculous. I used to run 5 miles straight back in the day. Okay, I'm an old man now, but I don't want to feel that creeping up. I don't want to start feeling like an old man. I don't. Physically, I feel great, unless you're asking me to run with you. That I probably couldn't do right now, and I believe that needs to change. That's all. Plus, like I said, I've been feeling like hot fucking garbage water lately. And I'm just tired. I'm tired of feeling tired. I'm tired of feeling depressed. I'm tired of feeling mad at people who are never going to give a shit. So why do I waste time being mad at them? And yeah, you name it. Should we crawl through this tunnel? We'll see. Maybe next time. Oh, that just looks like claustrophobic hell down there. But I'm assuming people do that as part of their workout on this obstacle course. Me? Let's not get crazy today. But there is the wall of shame coming up that you gotta climb. See that? There appears to be a fence right in the middle of the trail. That's because you're supposed to climb over this bitch. But anyways, eating better, eating smarter, eating less, and working out. And I want to figure out a good thing for my schedule and my brain to where I can work out cardio and weights more hardcore than I have ever even dreamed. I want to make that time in my past where I was really hitting it. That's like I'm out of breath now just walking, going up and down that little micro hill. That little stint I had of exercising in the past, I want to make that look like nothing compared to the stamina I want to try to build throughout this year and take that into next year. So I have a good 6 months to build to that and to make it kick ass. These, I'm assuming you run on like this and then go to the next one and then jump to the next one. Whew, a lot of leg strength needed in that. There's something else coming up. I don't even have to turn off my camera at all. There's just too much stuff coming up. This would be a good place to take a chick on a date, right? Be like, hey, check this park out. Can you do any of this stuff? These, I already know what these are. You walk across these with your hands, right? For upper arm strength. I don't know what you do in the middle there. Or maybe you run on them. Barrel roll type exercise. There's no sign here that says what this particular stop along the course is meant for. Then we have the rope. How high can I get up on this rope right now wearing flip-flops and being morbidly obese? I'm about to find out. Without even trying, these ominous Blair Witch ropes have defeated me. I don't have the arm strength to pull my fat ass up them. However, it could be done. I think someone looks at this just like I'm doing right now, and many other people have done the same thing, I'm assuming, and they go, you know what? I'm going to try to knock this out someday. So it motivates them. So if I can get some weight off and get some muscle on, I think we'll be about halfway up that rope before I give up. Unlike today where, yeah, I wasn't going to try to really get my ass up there. At least not today. These are sketchy. You jump up on these, walk across the rope to go across, hang on with the other, hang on up here with this rope. I would just, I don't know, you're kind of touching the ground right here, so kind of use that. But to get your ass back up, oh, try doing that when you're fat and only with using one hand. This one, there's nothing to hang on to on the side. You just kind of have to walk on this log. But once I let go, my ass is gonna flop. Especially doing it with one hand, meaning you don't have your other hand out for balance. I think that was a park ranger just went by. Anyways, what in the world are these? I don't know. Is this the freebie? You just get to walk through. Maybe you put a blindfold on and run through these as fast as you can without knocking straight into one. Or do you do this and get up on them and make your way across just like that? You tell me. You're the fitness expert. I'm not. I'm the sitting around getting fat expert. Here we have the rope house. A teepee, rather A-frame like structure, where the ceiling is a rope net. Which means if you take refuge in here, you'll find that the elements don't stay out. They fall right through the roof. Before I climb this beast, I want to go inside of it. That's kind of how I treat all things. Before I really mount it, I like to get inside of it and explore. Covered in bird slime. Or whatever this stuff is. Goldschlager. Alright, let's see if we can climb this biatch in flip-flops. Unfortunately, we are at the top of this fucking thing. And it's sketchy as shit up here because if you fall, you're hitting rope. But you're also hitting the ground really fast. And I'm like barely balanced up here. Whew. But look, if you ran this obstacle course, even if you avoided everything else, but just climbed up here, flopped over and climbed back down, do that lap 3 times. Of course, I'm coming back with shoes on, but do that lap 3 times, you will be, I would be on the ground down there gasping for air. Especially the whole running part of it. Ugh, I shudder. I quake. Almost fell down to give you that shot. All right, I made it back down the other side. Just kidding. I went back down the side I was already halfway on. Because I chickened out like a chicken shit motherfucker. These things are pretty much even crazier. You're supposed to jump up on one side, jump to the other side, ping pong pong like a ping pong ball without hitting the ground. I think I'm okay with the ground right now. And we have went in a full circle. The real miracle of this obstacle course will be to see if this drinking fountain works up here. Yeah, those tunnels, they want you to crawl through them. I don't even think my fat ass could get a left nut in one of those tunnels. Yummy. The other day when I packed a cooler of ice water and went to the wee old county fair to see them rednecks smash them cars up with their attitudes and their fucking Bud Ice, I was sweating so much like today, that I didn't even have to pee, like, at all, the whole day. And I went through like 7 cold bottles of water. And I am sweating it out right now, but I'm not replenishing it. So basically what that means is, here in a few minutes, when I get scared and go right back to the apartment, I'm probably going to drink about 8 gallons of water. On the road again, taking the flip-flop express on the road again, sweating my cock and balls off on the road again. Here's the main road that goes in a circle through the park. We came from that walking trail right over there and went that way to the obstacle course. Looks like we have a very nice restroom over here. I wish there was a garden hose I could just hold above my head and pour cold water over myself. Okay, we are here in Burkittsville, Maryland. Right through those woods is where a couple key scenes were shot for the epic horror film Blair Witch Project. Let's go back in there and get some ticks on us and see where the fucking up my video. See where the Blair Witch done put her finger in them little boys' booty holes and stuff, and they filmed it for a movie. All right, Blair Witch Project filming locations. Let's go. Anybody coming and going out of the restroom is subject to having their picture made. Look, there's a water spigot right there. I bet it works in one crank. I might just lay under it and take a big old drink. Check out what's behind the bathroom. This is how you know if you're in a good park or not, if there's any sketchy activity behind the bathroom. This seems to be a sketch-free bathroom visit, so I think we're at a good park. Birds like potato chips also. Feels good to sit down and take a breath. So, what's going to happen with the water-only fast today? I'm going to get hella shitbag hungry here in a couple hours. I'm going to become delusionally hungry in the next hour from that. Then it'll all pass and I will feel nothing for the remainder of the day. Toward bedtime, I will feel very light, for lack of a better word. I'll be able to move around more comfortably. I will fall asleep much quicker, and I will definitely sleep through the night much better, because if I eat before bed or any time within the proximity of bedtime, I'm just like awake every couple hours with heartburn and, I don't know, bloaty gut, little crybaby, my tummy hurts pressure all night. So this fast today will not be challenging. The only challenge I've ever experienced with fasting is mental. Like, are you sure you probably can't do that? Are you sure you know what you're doing? But anytime I've tried it, there was no problems. So I have not went more than a full day ever that I can even remember. So we're definitely doing a full day today, except for my glass of milk this morning with my vitamins. And tomorrow might be like vitamins and a cup of coffee and a big breakfast, and then that might be it for the day. And then the third day could be like a glass of milk for vitamins in the morning only again, followed by like a coffee and then nothing else except water the whole fourth ass day. So trust me, I'm a doctor. I know what I'm doing. Before it gets swarmed with kids, look at this playground equipment thing right here. Fancy. This wasn't here before, that's for sure. There was nothing out here but like that. Trees, field, clouds, and that observation deck, which appears to be gone as gone can get. I don't understand all that. While we're here, let's check out Tick Run Trail. The sign says, very pretty back here. The sign says, no bikes, no pets, and massive amount of ticks. Which might be why I'm the only one back here, potentially. It also says that it's damn near a mile. 0.8 of a mile, which, friends, do you know what that means? That means, I'll do my math here. That means 4/5 a mile, which is what? 80%. Well, that was kind of a giveaway already, but 4/5 a mile. That's a hefty trail, baby. It's pretty crazy back here, look. You know what they say, if a tree falls in the woods and no one can hear it, does anyone give a shit? If a tree falls in the woods and no one can hear it, does it make a sound, is the popular phrase. And the answer is, most likely. But much like the center of the earth, no one's been there. So what science books tell you is at the center of the earth is the same thing as, did that tree make any sound when it fell? If no one was here, you can't say whether it made a sound or not. That's not how data works. That's not how science operates. That's not how forensic data collection operates. We only have a theory of what's in the center of the earth. We actually don't know. And we only have a theory on whether that tree made a sound or not. Let's say there was long lost trail cam footage that claims to have audio from that event. I'm betting my money, even though I wasn't there, I'm betting all my money that it made a sound. 3 or 4 acorns or something, buckeyes or something, just fell off of these trees and made a thud sound when they hit. Which reminds me of a very popular police body cam video where this cop was standing out beside their police cruiser that you and I paid for, and acorns fell off a tree and hit the roof of the car. This cop started opening fire towards where the sound came from. Wow. I am really sorry, but if you don't know the difference between something hitting the top of your car or a gunfire, I'm not the only one who's going to pose this question. Should you really be a cop, my friend? Should you really be a cop? I hear footsteps and rustling in that direction. I also hear thunder coming in. Being out here in a thunderstorm would not only be really cool footage, but it would be a really cool experience, I believe. So, again, the reason I came to the park today was for me. I just wanted to get out, get moving. I felt like it would do me a world of good after being in the apartment for too long, cooped up. I don't like that this trail now splits in 2 ways and there's no sign that says what the hell to do. Although this up here might just be a little roundabout bench spot. I needed a video for today. I try not to come up with a script. I try to just say what I'm actually feeling, even though a lot of times it's heavily edited for sarcasm and things like that. It's not an actually true, real depiction of every real thing going on 9 times out of 10. But today, I knew that we would be very real with it. There's someone on a bicycle. I think I'm going back this way. I don't believe I was supposed to be on a bike trail. I gotta keep track of where my car is, so I gotta be mindful of where I've been and how to get right back to those checkpoints. But anyway, I thought I'd come out to this park today to say what was going on, because I needed to film today. So what better thing to film than this personal day of hopefully change. Like I said, I need to make today the day that I grab a hold of my mood and try to fix it. And I thought this park out here would be the perfect setting for such narration. The only downside is the fact that I am being eaten alive by every insect known to man right now. And believe it or not, it sucks ass. I saw one of those I Shouldn't Be Alive documentaries. Talked about a guy who got lost in the Amazon, and he found what looked like a safe place for the night to lay back and try to sleep. But he said sleeping was impossible. The whole time he was in the Amazon, he could not sleep because the insects would just eat away at your flesh. And he said he would stay awake all night, every night that he was lost, and just 24/7, night and day, smack the insects off of his skin and try to like prevent from being literally his skin eaten alive. There's a building over there. That is most likely the gazebo we were sitting in when we saw the birds a second ago. And that's that Red Barn bathroom thing. We are going around. This trail probably ends up somewhere behind those dog parks, which was on farther down from where we were. We were pretty much headed that way on the inside loop, but now it appears we're getting there in a much more miserable, bug-infested outside loop type method. We are back in the thick of it. Look at this bottom part of this tree. See how old it is? It's so old, it is very dry looking, and the dirt has fallen away. Smaller root pieces have fallen off. Another indication that it is very old and fell a very long time ago is the fact that where it would have stood, there is very little to indicate there was a tree there at one point, but it did fall with such precision that it got stuck right there. The top part weighed so much, it pushed the bottom part that high off the ground, about 7 feet. Exactly as I predicted. Here are one of 3 that I noticed dog parks. A dog park at the human park. This dog park is the only dog park I've ever seen that goes into a patch of woods for the doggos to explore the woods. That'd be great. When I had golden retrievers, I used to let them off leash back in the woods because they would never go too far. But here, you can even let a sketchy dog off the leash in the woods because it's all fenced in, theoretically. I might go inside there just to find that out and make sure. Look what we have here. Zip line attraction. Really nice roller on it. Seems like something you could build yourself. Looks like you can zip line right up into here. Kind of elevated. And it goes down that way. Look at this fun place. Little coxtacle course. Almost looks like a skate ramp from far away. But I don't think I'd go skating on this bad boy. You climb up here. And peer over the top. There's a couple raccoons. Look at the little babies. Safe to say they were living in that thing, huh? And I have disturbed their home. That was a cool shot to get on my video. Come back, Mama Raccoon and your babies. Let's see if they're down this trail waiting on me. They went down this trail somewhere. They must have been living right down in there. That's a really good spot to live if you're a raccoon. That's pretty smart. That's a big, nice, strong house. Total protection from the elements and everything. Speaking of big, strong houses, look at this thing. I want to explore the decky works of this monstrosity. This is the zip lining structure. This is kind of fun. You can sit all around here and talk with your buddies. You can go down the steps right there. Stuff like this as a kid would blow my mind. How much fun you could have. How much pretending you could do. You could pretend this was like a boat and you were traveling across the world. You could pretend this was a zip line off the boat right into the water. You could make believe like this was a house. Look at the cargo netting. I wonder if this will support my fat butt. It's pretty strong. I say right before I crash through. I should probably not break that so the little kids get a chance to use it. There's another escape hatch. This looks like a pretty cool play structure as well. A lot of chances to bump your head on this thing. Pretty cool. I like it. Kids will use their imagination. You don't have to do anything logical. You can just make platforms with levels and connecting bridges and rope mesh or just whatever. Because the kids who play on it are going to come up with their own scenario. Their own imagination is going to run wild on anything you build for a play structure. Now, to make my way back to the car, I'm going to cut through the obstacle course. And that should take us right there to it, in theory. Here are the rules. You're here at your own risk. You have to be at least 12. If you are under 18, you must have an adult with you. Call 911 if you need help. Only use one obstacle at a time. If you have any issues, there's a 614 number to call. There's additional information and warnings on the bulletin board. Those are the rules, my friends. Be mindful of the rules. And no fucking cussing out here either, assholes. I'm about to head back to the apartment. I am hot, kind of blah feeling still. This would be the perfect example where I would go through a drive-through and get a heart attack in a paper sack through a window from a person who's more depressed than even I am because of the job they work in that restaurant. But we are sticking to our water-only fast today. That's right. And today is not like a weight loss day. Today is, like I said, I can just feel my body really needing a rest from the gluttony, from the sugars and the overeating and crap. So yes, I'll get hungry, but it'll pass. My body's just going to feel a lot more awake, but at the same time nice and calm. When you burn calories and you're not like burning something off a big meal, a couple hours into that calorie burn throughout the day, you feel very even keeled. Your blood pressure is very stable, and it's easier to just feel like I want to say your body's waking up, but at the same time it's not like shocked, not that kind of woken up, more like this. You kind of get a sense that this is how your body's supposed to feel when you're not overeating and stress eating and blah blah blah. And obviously you want to eat, you don't want to die, but it is safe to fast once in a while. I wouldn't recommend it for the rest of your life. I wouldn't recommend eating 1 grain of rice per day like Buddha or nothing like that. But what I'm doing today is just a little health thing. It's just a little, I don't even know what to call it. Just a little health practice today. It's like going and, I don't know. I'm trying to think. It's like going to a clinic and saying, hey, I feel like I put so much garbage in my system lately. That's what it is. I just thought of it. It's like going and getting an enema. It's like going and getting your ass blowed up and drained out so all the toxic crap in your body can come out for a minute. It's similar to that. It's not that, but it is similar. Do I want to walk through this grass and get back over there? Do I? Tough decision. I don't want ticks on my legs. But at the same time, I am over this park. I don't want to take too much longer getting out of here now. Although it might rain. I think I'd stick around longer if that happened. Cutting through the grass was not necessary. I found me one of them air trails. Park is rather sprawling, but it's also kind of small in a way where if you're just exploring and chilling, you're going to come up on stuff you've already seen a few times, and you're going to kind of get a good layout in your brain where everything is, and it's going to feel like, that's not bad. I can get from here to there without much effort. But if you're trying to leave, it definitely feels huge because you're like, that's way over there? So all I'm really trying to do today is stay off the food, let my body kind of flush out, drink some water only today, like I said a million times. And just get that corner of the spot, get that corner spot of the garage cleared out. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but when you have been in the slump, if you don't know what depression's like, then you're not going to get it. But when you have been in a slump of depression, it's almost impossible to do something small like that. It is like, why even put on fucking pants, let alone go do something that I know needs to be done? I don't even want to get out of bed. You know, I don't even want to like maintain a important friendship. So what good is anything else going to do when you're that depressed? You'll know what I mean if you've ever been there. It might be 90 degrees outside, but luckily it's only about 290 in my car. This car smells like White Castle, mozzarella sticks, and onions. And I'm not even hungry, but that habit, that temptation is there hardcore, and that's going to get worse later on today because I'm not eating today, obviously. So I'm going to be in survival mode, trying to fight for this one to pull it off, but I think I'll be all right. If I need to get crazy and like cut my hands off so I can't eat with them or something, then I guess I'll just cut my hands off. I tell you what, I'm gonna tell you what. If there's not a whole bunch of people bogarting the pool at my apartments, I think I'll take my first swim since I've lived here. Drown some of the ticks on my body. Fuck that noise. There's too many people down at the pool, and people weird me out. Actually, there's only like 4 people down at the pool, but 4 is all it takes to skeeve me the fuck out. I don't like people, okay, despite my charm and charisma. But look, I'm back in the danger zone. There's fat and sugar, beer, and all kind of stuff through that door right there. I'm just going to avoid that door today and go back through here. Oh, the apartment feels so nice and cool. What's going to feel even better is when I turn this cold shower on and give these nuggets a wash. Whew! The fucking music blasting next door at that construction site is so fucking annoying. More than normal. That's probably because the hangries are starting to set in. I am so ready to eat, but I'm not going to. But it's weird, all the different cravings that come in when you're like burning calories, I guess. Your mind's like, hey, remember when you went to that one restaurant? Remember that one food that exists? Hell, I'll even go with vegetables today if you're cool with that, man. Your mind's like talking to you. Like, come on, feed me, dumbass. Craving chilies. If you were here, all bets would be off. It'd be a date day. Perfect for breaking the diet. But since I'm at this by myself at the moment, that means we're staying the course, staying on track, drinking some water. I need to go down the stairs and be productive, but I'm going to use this rain coming in as an excuse not to. We're getting a thunderstorm for about an hour, it looks like, and I'm looking forward to that. I'll go out there and watch it rain from the balcony. I won't be able to take any video because they'll have their music blasting, and the video will get taken off the fucking rumbles and the tubes because of that. So, whatever. I guess I just need to start posting my stuff on my own thing. Spoiler alert, teaser. Okay, you see this? See this beautiful piece of furniture? Now wait a minute. Wait a darn minute. Do you see this one? Do you see that beautiful piece of furniture? What if I had another identical bookshelf that I could put right here? I'm pretty sure it'll fit. Let me get a tape measure to make sure. I don't know if you recall or not, but I believe it was yesterday we sat in this chair and I complained about Amazon refusing to follow my delivery instructions. That is, yes, I will measure that wall space to see if that shelf will fit in just a moment. That is, either bring my package to my door like I have indicated, or if you're going to put it in the mailroom, then stop refusing to give us a code to the mailroom. So I said that package that never showed up at my door and I don't have access to because it's in the mailroom, it is been replaced. And guess where they put it? In the mailroom. This fake loser, lying representative yesterday apparently completely lied when I asked several times, about 3 or 4 individual times, to double, triple, quadruple check. Will you actually follow my delivery instructions, which says bring it to my door, since you refuse ever to give us a code for the mailroom? And she said every time, yes, I have indicated that, no problem. Well, apparently whoever delivers out here just could care less about the delivery instructions or giving us a code for the mailroom. So I'm going to continue to claim all of these missing. I'm going to, I guess, try to get them on the phone. I don't even know if that's possible. I don't think Amazon is willing to speak to their customers. They're certainly not willing to do anything their customers ask them to do. So it is time to buy that product at a nearby store instead of the good old days when I could get stuff brought to my front porch. I just felt a sadness come across my heart because it makes life so much easier when you can just order stuff or have things on subscribe and save. When the shit just shows up at your door and you have it right there, you don't have to hassle with it. This is a huge bummer for a couple reasons. One, a lot of stuff I like to buy or unique items that I want are just not available at any nearby store. That's the biggest bummer about saying goodbye to Amazon. The other bummer is just the fact that I got to go do that shit when there's a service that will bring it to you that I will be happy to purchase that service. But simply, in my case, refuses to allow us to be their customer. So I'm going to fish around on the app to see if Amazon is willing at all to listen to anything being said to them potentially. It'll just make me wait another 24 hours. It'll say that, well, it's possible that it's marked in the system as delivered, but still could take up to 24 hours for that to be the case. And sadly with Amazon, I'm guessing that it doesn't matter how many things you refute or ask for a refund on. I don't think anything will ever get flagged up to the management level. It's so easy. I have a mailroom here at the apartment complex. They put stuff there, even though I've indicated in the delivery instructions to bring it to my door. They put stuff there, and according to the apartments, Amazon is supposed to issue us a code to get into that mailroom. So if they gave me a code, I'd go down and get my package, but they're not going to. If they did today, I would still be annoyed that they're still refusing my delivery instructions, but I've only indicated those delivery instructions because they never give us a code. So, okay, easy fix. Just follow my delivery instructions that have been offered to me to put in. Even when you call and directly explain it to a program, then what's supposed to look like a representative, but you don't really know if that's a person on there or not. I'm assuming not, because they delivered it again to the mailroom with no code. So I'm hangry on top of just so beyond over it. It's not a good day for this crap. It's so silly. And I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I think I'm going to go into that mode where I just get them to hear me. I'm pretty good at getting people on the phone, believe it or not. I've been known to infiltrate a few phone systems in my day, and I'm not talking about illegal hacking. I'm talking about persistence and knowing the prompts and knowing someone's name and who they're associated with and who they work under, and working my way in that way. So I guess it's time to crack. What do they say when you're trying to break a cult or something? I think it's time now to break Amazon. Okay, now, literally an hour and 15 minutes later, I'm off the phone with them. So I got on the app, bitched again, said, can we get a freaking phone call going? They called, told about everything. Then the guy hung up on me, so I tried again. You can't call them, but you can request on the app someone call you, and they did quickly. Spent an hour waiting for her to acknowledge what's being said to her. Okay, it's called words. Listen very carefully. I know this ain't in your script already, so it's going to require you to do a thing called use your brain. Okay. Oh, maddening. It's driving me to eat. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to. I'm trying to fucking thin the fuck out my fat fucking ass, or maybe just give up. You know, accept the fat. Is that the name of today's game? Just accept the fat. I think we got a scammer calling us. Let's see. Hello. Bloop.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Daniel. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you, Christopher?
Ma'am, I am fine, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, the reason of my call is to let you know that...
This is Amazon calling.
Yes, ma'am. No, this is not Amazon calling, ma'am. Ma'am, you have Medicaid Part A and B or not?
Yep, I sure do, Sonny.
No, ma'am. I can say you the reason of my call is to let you know that I will receive your information and I can see you are missing some benefits in your front plan.
Well, that's a fucking lie, but go ahead.
And grocery benefits.
You can see that I'm missing benefits?
Yes, sir.
You didn't even know if I had Medicare 2 minutes ago, you lying prick. Fuck your mother.
No, ma'am, you are not Medicare.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sweetie. I love you.
Okay, ma'am.
Will you eat my ass, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, sounds good. Eat shit and die. Anyways, like I was saying, so I just tried to get them to follow the fucking deliveries. Hang up, douchebag. There we go. Please just follow the fucking delivery instructions. It took me, like I said, 1 hour and 15 minutes to get this fucking chick to say, okay, I'll have someone look into this. Now, do you want a refund or a replacement or whatever? And I said, you know what? Come to think of it, fuckhead. Fuck that. Don't refund it. I'm going to go down there and get both of them. I get one free out of the deal, right? And she said, pretty much, sir, that's the thing. We can do that. Whatever. I said, okay, so when I take this risk in the future, when I want to waste another hour of my life, not that I was doing much anyways, how about instead I wait when I'm brave enough to try Amazon again, I will. And we'll do this again. She said, okay. And then she took me into the app and she said, you can put additional instructions in the app. So I had to type and said, please do not put my shit in the fucking mailroom asshat. I don't fucking have access to the fucking asshat mailroom, bitch. Okay, well, back to business. Not only is this wall space wide enough, but it would be kind of perfect. So let's go to Wally World and see if we can get that same exact book motherfucking shelf. Exciting, right? That's what I found down in the mailroom. One of these that were supposed to have showed up. So this is either the original one or the replacement. Hard to tell because I only found one package. So, and in order to get it, I had to ask the attractive lease manager lady to unlock the fucking door. And then I told her, look, I've been arguing with them for about an hour today on the phone, trying to figure out why they refused to utilize the code system. And when we got there, as we're walking back to the mailroom like this, here's the door to the mailroom. That's pretend. Okay, here's how you get in. That's pretend. And there's a whole ass thing with a touch screen right here on the wall, like this. And I go, so what are they actually supposed to do? Are they supposed to scan it on this actual touch screen thing? And she said, yes, just like this. Bleep. Just like that. Scan with the bleep, right? And that'll let the fucking customer know.
This is a reminder.
Anyways, like I was saying, bloop, and that'll let the customer know what code they can use on this touchscreen when they come down to get their shit. And then it'll go, and it'll unlock this door for him so you can get into the mailroom and get your packages, your danglers. And I said, so they pretty much just refused to do that? She said, yep, we've been fighting with them all the time. I said, well, so have I. About an hour today's worth, so you tell me. So when it comes to the bookshelf that's going to go right here, I think we're doing that tomorrow because I'm on a budget, okay? And some money will be trickling in tomorrow and the next day, which will make of that. I think I can cover it today, but technically I might get a little hairy. I don't want to drive down there if I can't cover it and then like transfer money out of budget. Even though it's only a day or two, I'd rather just stay in line, because the reason why that exists and why I'm a genius is because let's say tomorrow I can't do it again and the next day I can't do it again. Well, then I'm glad I figured that out on that day. And because what would have happened is I would have transferred money over out of budget today, and then tomorrow, whatever I needed, and the next day I'm not going to have the money for. So if I can't do it again tomorrow, that's because something else came up that was mandatory that needed to be bought. So it's a good thing I didn't buy the bookshelf today. You know what I'm saying? The blasting loud music has finally stopped. Yikes. I will be so relieved when this building is finished and that blasting loud music will start coming from down there, that building, instead. Ah, that'll be nice. And I am totally cool with them having their music. Look at the little kitty cat down there. Where you at? Exploring? Looking for mice? Looking for something? What are you looking at down there, kitty kitty? I think it's drinking out of that. Well, I'll set out a fresh bowl for you. Oh, you gotta love the pussy. You gotta love the pussy. I don't mind at all the music and the construction noise, but what I can't figure out is why the music has to be deafening and why they have to fire that music up at 6:30 in the morning. That is the part that confuses me. But that problem will go away. It's weird. If my neighbor over there in that building were to blast music at that hour in the morning, then they would be stopped. It would be a neighbor creating a public nuisance, violating the city noise ordinance. Clear as day. So if I bitched, the cops would show up and either tell me to screw or tell them to tone it down from a certain time in the morning. And then they would say, well, this is a construction site, we have to make noise. And I could argue, not with the music. That's against city ordinance. The good news is, for them, I guess, is that I'm no fucking Karen. Look at the Wokiki. Look at the Wokiki. Oh, the Wokiki, baby. Meow. Meow. I think that cat's going to go into the building. I noticed on my time-lapse camera that a cat went into this building one day. He stopped, like, where's that noise coming from? And it just made me laugh. It was funny to capture that on the time-lapse camera. Where's little Kiki going? Maybe it's looking for a nice little place to bury a turd. Oh, little Kiki. I want to snuggle to little Kiki. He will Kiki. Here it goes. It's about to go inside. Imagine if you adopted a stray and it warmed up to you and you brought it into your apartment and turned it into your little apartment cat. Little would you know that this cat, if this is the one you adopt, may have already been in your apartment before you even knew it was available for lease. fell asleep and took a massive nap. I feel like I didn't do anything today except go for a walk this morning at that park, and that was it. But kind of was, wasn't it? Then I came home and made a couple trips up and down from the garage, sat down, eyes got heavy. It was already 5 o'clock by then. Dozed off. Woke back up just now. 8 p. Whew. Friends, family, strangers, I think that is a sign that it's time to sign the fuck off for now. I'm going to go ahead and turn in early. I'm going to blame it on the lack of energy in my blood has just put me catatonic. Speaking of kitties, speaking of cats, meow. Speaking of cats, speaking of catatonic. Tricked you, didn't I? You thought there was a pussy in here. Even half asleep, I still got my good sneaks. Oh, shit. Well, thanks, I guess, for letting me talk to you about my feelings and let me tell you about my mood and shit. I appreciate that very much. We would go outside and in the video like normal, but like I said, my ball sack is tired, and I think it's time to go ahead and take another nap for the night, you know what I'm saying? And wake up fresh and anew in the morning. So, with that said, it is time to pack up this camp, piss on this fire, and head back to my bed and get some proper sleep. Let me slumber through the night on my empty stomach and get a good calorie burn while I'm dreaming of holding you in my arms. What were we talking about? If you want to help me out, then share my website, DougaloNation.com, with all your dumb buddies and be like, hey, this guy makes some videos, and some of them suck a little bit less than the 99% of them do. And see what they think. Get their opinion, okay? Because a growing audience helps me out more than you realize. And what else? Shit! If you want to contact me directly, then fucking do it. DC@DougaloNation.com is my email. Friends, family, bygone era strangers, it is time for me to turn in. I gotta go, but hey, don't worry. I'll be back with you again, like always, 7 days a week at 7 a.m., which basically means I'll see you tomorrow morning. But until then, don't be a douche.